first. Factor cap. Jayson Tatum is a top 5 player in the NBA today.
That's cap.
Oh,
I love Tatum. I love Tatum.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we got 3 centers already. And is Tatum better than Steph? No, that's 4.
Absolutely not.
And I didn't even mention, did I? Oh yeah, Giannis is part of the 3. So Giannis is there. And then who we got after that? I'm trying to go down my mental Rolodex right now. It's close though. I don't think he's top 5, but it's close.
So who's that
I feel
fifth
like I'm
spot for
forgetting
you?
somebody big.
Luka?
I like Tatum more than Luka. I'm not a big Luka fan. I think Luka's super talented, but
You see more hard.
I mean, is Tatum better than Dame right now?
Yes.
He is. Dame had the best career of his season. Season of his career.
That's true. He did average 30. They losing season. But you could add.
I'd probably take Jayson Tatum over Dame.
Tatum's that dude, man. I like Tatum. I like Tatum a lot. Yo, I don't know if you guys ever listen, but I hate the Celtics. And I like Tatum so much. I told them I'm like this close to getting a Tatum jersey. Just because I like Tatum. That's my guy. That's my guy, Jayson Tatum.
He's got a lot of guys, though.
I do have a lot of guys. Jayson Tatum, my guy, though. That's my guy.
Yeah.
So
Kevin is a
he
Duke,
might be
so
top
you
5.
could get a Duke jersey.
Oh yeah. So he's saying this is factor cap. He is top 5 or he's not top 5. You only named 4 guys.
I only named 4 guys. I'm trying to see here. Y'all got me on the spot. I like this right here. Is he better than Donovan Mitchell?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Y'all said that quite quick. I don't know about that. Man. I need to settle down.
It's probably
I'll say fact. That's cool. I'm cool with that.
Okay, Shaun, I'm gonna go to you next. Factor cap. Is Jayson Tatum a top 5 player in the NBA?
Oh, this is cap. This is major cap. So just thinking of the names. I mean, Kenny mentioned like the 3 big names like Jokic, Giannis, Embiid. But then Steph, I'm still taking Steph. And Kevin's favorite player, I'm still taking LeBron. That's 5 right there. I'll give him top 10, but I'm not going to put him in the top 5, so it's capped to me.
All right, Toddy. We all know what you're going to say, but I got to ask you for the game. Factor cap, Toddy. Is Jayson Tatum a top 5 player in the NBA?
No, this is just too easy. I mean, I believe Jayson Tatum is like the only Celtic that ever averaged 30 in Celtics history. That's counting Larry Bird. That's the truth. That's Robert Parrish. That's all of those great Celtics. That's names is in the rafters right now in the TD Garden. So we can just go off the list. Who's our top 5? The Jokic, I think, is number 1 right now. We saw him just put up insane numbers the entire postseason, let alone the finals. So arguably, and in hindsight, is he really the MVP? It's a regular season award, so you probably still might have to lean Embiid for that. But a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's really Jokic's award." By default, Joel Embiid has to be in it because he's the MVP. I think just the way that he played this past year, he was kind of it kind of looked like he was a man on a mission. Just hearing all the talks about Jokic being, he's already a de facto 3-time MVP back-to-back. It was going to be him. He was hearing Giannis. So he's always been in that conversation. So for him to kind of come out and prove it to everybody, I thought he was the MVP during the regular season. So I would have to give it to Embiid as the second best player. I'd say Jayson Tatum is 3rd. Now I know that you guys think that Giannis, Giannis was doing this, they got bounced in the first round. Let's not forget that didn't happen. He was hurt, blah, blah, blah. When he came back, he had like 30 and 20 or 30 and 15 the game that he came back. So I get it. Injuries are a part of the game, but we've been through this already. Giannis is probably outside, probably 5th, I would say. But I think Jayson Tatum is 3rd. Let him just going back, almost making the finals this year. It took him to 7 games against Miami. Miami has always been a team that I'm a Celtics fan. We have always had to deal with just kind of having to figure out in the playoffs, because we know we're going to have to play Miami in the playoffs. We played them in the bubble. We played them last year, had to get to the finals. We had to play them again, and it took us 7 games, and they got up 3-0 on us, which I thought helped or hindered more than helped us, because we had to go 7 games. We had those first 2 games that we ended up losing at home definitely hurt us in the long run. So I'm going to go with Jayson Tatum. Now, Tatum is he has the most points in a game 7 history. I don't know if people know that. It was Stephen Curry. Earlier, Stephen Curry set that against the Warriors in the game 7, where he had, 50? He had a 50 piece, right? Was it just 50 even? Yes. And then JT came back, did his thing, and he was like, you know what, Steph, I'm going to one-up you. So I'm going to have to give it to JT. Fourth, I'll probably have to say Steph. I'll probably have to say Steph, because I did say Steph Curry again on this podcast earlier. Probably it was earlier in the season when I think it was after when the Kings beat them. I was like, Steph's probably the best player in the world right now. And I think that was fresh off of that 50-point game. So it was like, Steph's pretty good. I think he's got to be in that top 5. Fifth, you could kind of go with a couple of guys. You could argue LeBron. I don't think LeBron's top 5 right now. 5th right now. Wow, that's crazy.
He really is just dismissing Giannis, huh?
Yeah, like I'd say he's like 6th or 7th right now.
Real.
I'm gonna say 6 or 7 right now. I don't think
who
he's
the hell is
top
5. It ain't Bron.
I don't know, man. It's tough. I'm gonna say D-Book. I think D-Book had a historical playoff run. The numbers that he was putting up with KD, because they had to score 80 points between the two, or else they weren't going to lose, or else they weren't going to win. I think Shaun knows, just going back to all the way, probably like 2017, 2018, how high I've been on Devin Booker, just him coming out of high school, him being 17 years old coming to the league. He was putting up the same numbers as Carmelo, LeBron, and I believe Kobe Bryant at that age of 18 when they first get into the league. So just for him to kind of just grow and mold over the years, I think he's like year 6 or 7 now, and he's like only 25. So he's been in the league. He's damn near a vet, and he's only like 25 years old. I think it's only up for Devin Booker now. I think he's a top 5 player in this league.
Yeah, Kenny, we like to keep things very consistent here on Stats Over Politics, and we keep a notepad. This is just the one sheet. I tore it off because we filled it all up. But we keep a notepad just for the record, and I'm really glad that Toddy recalled one of his old takes from just about 2 months ago, because I was going to bring it up. I'm glad that even though you said Steph was 4th on May 1st.
Said he was the best player, yeah.
Yeah, May 1st, 2023, episode 27, we asked who is the best player in the NBA. So Garry and we both said Giannis. Kevin said LeBron because he's a LeBronologist. And Jaevon said Stephen Curry. So I'm glad that you still had Steph in your top 5, but it's crazy that he dropped all the way down to 4.
This is fresh off the 50-point history, off the Kings series. We just seen it. So, everybody's quick, things change over time.
Toddy's the recency bias king.
All right,
so I guess it's my turn. Factor Cap, I'm going to say this is Cap, 100%. When you think of the top 5 guys, we all think about the 3 big men. So that's Giannis, Joker, Joel Embiid. Then it gets interesting. But to me, I don't think it's interesting at all. You can't not put Steph Curry at 4. What he's done, and he just coming off of that Finals MVP, he finally got his, and this bad year, and losing to the Lakers, they had their issues with the team, and the offseason with Jordan Poole and that Draymond Green issue. So I think we can't write him off. But y'all be damn crazy if number 5 ain't LeBron James. Damn crazy. 29 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Year 20. He has to be top 5. I know everyone wants to say, oh, he's been doing this forever, blah, blah, blah. There's young guys coming up. LeBron James is the example of consistency. And until he can't do this no more, he's going to be top 5 in my book.
He's always going to be top 5 in Kevin's book. He's a LeBronologist. I don't know if you caught that word. The other guy, Garry, is also another LeBronologist. They worship LeBron on this show. So that's the name that we give him.
And Kevin, before we move on to the next one, I just wanted to reference one YouTube comment. My guy Trey says Booker over Giannis is a take. For sure.
Man,
I love Devin Booker.
Could be.
I'm going to love it.
Could be.
Man, top 5. All right.
I like
Wow.
D-Book, though. I like D-Book. I don't like him over Giannis, but I like D-Book.
That's okay. That's fine.